So he's gonna fall down, and perfect. That was perfect. Great. And an iron golem just like that. That's amazing. That's how effective this farm is. That was instantaneous. That's insane. Okay. Hey guys, how's it going? Mazbro here, and this is my iron golem farm. I took a lot of references from other iron golem farms on YouTube. There's tons of them. And I tried to take a different angle to it. So we're gonna try and make an iron farm that I guess looks like a modern villa, and we're gonna use a mechanism that is fairly simple. This one I designed myself. Well, I'm pretty sure somebody probably has something similar, to be honest. It is the internet after all. Very simple. We got one piston smacking into the face of a zombie, and that's it. Like, literally that's it. So this is like super simple to build. For more great videos, do consider subscribing, and this here is another video that I have on my playlist, and it's probably essential if you're gonna make a lot of other farms like so. This here is a villager breeder. If we look inside, we can see all the villagers holed up in one cell, and we have an automatic crop farm up above, feeding the villagers down below with food so that they breed and they have access to these beds. And the great part about this build is when you're trying to move your villagers to a different farm, for example, you flick this button, a minecart gets pushed in, and the villager gets out like so. So we're gonna use this guy for our build later. Alright, let's continue on. For the redstone side of things, we'll need 3 redstone dust, 1 piston, and 1 pressure plate. And we'll also need some lighting for this build, of course. We'll need 4 profession tables of your choice. Any will work, but the solid block ones are probably imperative, and you'll also need 4 beds as well. Now, actually, 3 villagers are fine for this build, but 4 just looks better, to be honest. Okay, and for the collection system and to burn the iron golems, we will need 1 hopper, 2 chests, 3 signs, 2 buckets of water, and 1 bucket of lava. Okay, start by building the area where we'll be burning our iron golems. Now, this should be 7 blocks wide to this side and 7 blocks long to the back, so we have a 5 by 5 area in the middle. So this is what the pool should look like from up above, and we'll go set up our collection system. So what we'll do now is we'll dig a hole on this corner here. That's where the hopper will be. For ease of use, I'm gonna just dig out the blocks here, and we'll start by placing our chest in this corner like so. And let me just destroy that real quick, and we'll just put 2 chests over on this side here. We'll just dig a hole later to pick up our stuff, and we can use a different system as well. I'll show you that later. Grab your hopper and shift click into the chest. Now you can get out of this corner. Place blocks here, there as well, and close off this area. Now the next part is you're gonna put some lava on this corner here, and the way we're gonna trap that there is by putting signs like so. Grab your bucket of lava. I forgot mines. Grab your bucket of lava, place it on this block here. It should trap the lava in the corner nicely like so, and then we'll want to place water down on that corner, but it's probably a good idea to just step away a little bit first. Grab your bucket, place it on that bottom block there, and now we can climb out of the pool. Okay, now we're gonna build the second floor. This is the basic shape, and it starts on this corner here. So that's 1, 2, 3 blocks from the corner, and then you'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th block, you'll place this corner slab. Well, to look at it from the bottom layer, this is what we can do. So this is basically 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, and then you build the slab on the top part of that. Or you can use a full block as well, that's up to you. So from the bottom here, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, and then the slab is on the top over here. Okay, so now we're up top, and we're gonna make the platform that sends the iron golems down. So we'll add glass here like so, add 1 layer here, add 1 layer here as well, and here. You can fill this in as well if you want. Now this center block here you can just fill with glass, but I'm gonna use a block instead just to make a supporting pillar for the structure. I like how it looks. Now we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side here, sides with glass, and I'm gonna fill the center part with a pillar block like so, all the way up. And we have the basic shape. Before we actually build the swimming pool, let's just make the basic structure shape of the center part of the building. So we'll just fill these in with blocks like so, just so we know where our outlines are. So fill it in on this side as well. and we'll do the same on this side as well until we go to this corner here. For now, let's just fill it in with blocks. That way it's just easier to see things for later. Okay, so that's the basic shape, and we'll do the water bits now. So I'm just going to use some scaffolding. Great, now we take out some blocks again, and we'll place a solid block here, and we'll fill in this part with glass like so, just because I like the way that looks. It's time to pull out some slabs again, and we'll cover the top portion on these sides with slab. Now, the reason why we like slabs in this build is that iron golems can't actually spawn on slabs. So half blocks don't count as a block that they can spawn at, and this in the end will be very helpful for the build. Okay, so a block of quartz in the corner, glass all the way on this side here. Okay, and then we'll take out our slabs again and put it up on this corner here like so. And then it's time for us to bring out some water. Now it's time to fill in the pools, and we'll want to use 3 buckets of water like so. You can always build an infinite water source somewhere down there. You know, open 3 blocks, fill it in with water on 2 corners, and you'll have an unlimited supply. And now let's fill in the other side with water as well. So 1, 2, 3 like so, and we should have our, well, pool, let's say, done. Okay, now let's go build our main room where the villagers will be situated, which is right over here, and this should be 3 blocks higher than the current level, so 1, 2, 3 like so, and we'll fill in the bottom layer here with solid blocks, and the corner pillar 3 blocks high as well, and then we'll fill in the center bits with glass, but we can do that later on just so we have room to move around. The same thing for this corner here, just fill it up all the way to the back as well as this side here, and then go 2 blocks higher as well, like so. Great. Now we're gonna wanna fill in the top with slabs as well, so we'll just go 2 blocks up here, and we'll pull out our slabs and we'll start filling in the top. Now, optionally, you might want to leave one area open later to put the villagers in, but I mean, we can just dig it up later as well. So fill up the top spot like so, to the side as well, and finally on this side too, and we can close it off on that side. Now we'll just leave the top bit a little bit open so we have a way to put the villagers in later on. Well, I'm just gonna close off the top first. We can just dig a hole later, that's not an issue. Now it's time that we set up our profession tables inside of the villager area, so let's dig these blocks here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just place your 4 profession tables like so, and then we'll want to place our beds right behind it, 1, 2, 3, and then your 4th bed as well. Again, you only need 3 villagers to be honest, but well, here's how it works actually. Each villager will have a chance to spawn an iron golem when they are scared by a zombie, and the iron golem will be spawned randomly within a certain radius. Now, optimally, 3 villagers being scared by a zombie is enough for very good performance, but well, 4 just looks good and it just makes it slightly better, but it is a bit more expensive, so that's up to you. And furthermore, the optimum area to have for them to spawn is just about 25 to 27 blocks. And on this build, we have a little bit more than that. Okay, so again, 1, 2, 3, 4 beds placed like so, and then you have lanterns placed like so just to light up this area. Now it's time to grab your glass and we'll cover up the sides of the build. So don't cover up the back bits with glass for now, just get outside to this area first, and then you'll cover up the top bits with glass, 1, 2, 3, 4. So from behind the building here, we're gonna wanna place some more slabs. We'll place 1 behind each bed, except this last one here. This last one here, instead, we're gonna place the slab up top like so. Now from behind the building, let's go roof this area up as well. So add slabs on this side, 2 blocks long, so like so. Okay, that should do it, and then we'll fill in the corner with blocks as well, 1, 2, 3 like so. Other side as well, 1, 2, 3, and we can also fill in the sides for now, but we're actually going to leave some holes later on, but this just makes things easier to see first, so we'll fill that in. Okay, so let's get that piston system set up. What we're gonna wanna do is place a block over here, and we'll also place a slab down here. So the villagers will actually spawn the iron golems when they're scared, when they have slept already, and when they have a profession. That's why we have things set up in this way. Profession tables behind these beds over here, and this setup here allows the zombie to scare the villagers but not actually attack them, and it'll also temporarily block the line of sight so that they can spawn iron golems because they have to meet all those criterias. Okay, so again, do pay attention to the slab here. This one goes up top behind the beds, and the other 3 slabs go underneath behind the beds. And one block here, you need to make a half slab so that the zombie can stand in this corner, try and go this way, and then gets pushed back by the piston. So we'll place the pressure plate here, and we'll just place a temporary block over here, and we'll put this piston right here facing the zombie. Now we need to break this block here, and then we'll place redstone dust over here, and we'll need to put a block here, place redstone dust above, and we'll need to place one more over there because otherwise sometimes this just doesn't work. I'm no redstone genius, to be honest. I'm still learning, but well, it just seems to work if you put one more redstone dust there, and now it's pushing me back. So if I try and go there, it'll just keep pushing me back on and on. So that's great. This part is done. So now we're going to close off this area. We do need to put some lighting just in case mobs spawn on this side here. I'll just use a lantern because I usually put a blue soul torch here, but I don't have one right now. So that should work. And then go grab your glass, and we'll just cover off this side of the build, and we'll trap the zombie from up above later. It's probably easier that way. So with that said, now it's time to trap our villagers inside the holding chamber. I don't like the fact that the profession tables are showing up in the bottom, so let's cover up the area with slabs, and we're also going to add a center pillar over here to add some structural stability to this build. Now we're gonna do our decorating a little bit later, but I decided to just add the center pillar first. It's a 2x2. It just makes the build look a lot more stable, and we'll do the decoration later because I know not everyone's into that. So let's go grab our villagers now. I already have a rail system partially set up here, so all I need to do now is just elongate this and drag it all the way to that build over there. Okay, so we have this bit set up already. This is a train track from my villager breeder, and I've covered up the sides with dirt so that the villager doesn't go anywhere once we have our minecart in here. And I'll open a hole over here so that the villager can hop in. Great. Okay, let's try it out. Okay, so let's hope that works. We already have one villager in here, so I'm just gonna give him a little push that way, turn that switch on, and he should be on his way up on that roller coaster ride to our iron farm. Let's hope that works. I'm just gonna have a quick look from here. Okay, all the way to the corner, and in you go. Great, that was perfect. So we're gonna go send in 1, okay, and 2, and I guess another one as well. Okay, all villagers on the way. That's great. I wish I had a minecart of my own. We'll just follow them through. This is actually kind of nice. The view is great. So I'm gonna end up with the villagers as well. Okay, that's perfect. I ended up on top of them, so all I need to do now is make sure they go in. So I'll achieve that by breaking the minecart. So I'll break one first there, and I'll break this one as well. Oh, that's not good, that's not good. Okay, lucky he went in. Great. So okay, off he goes, and I do need to break his minecart very carefully not to injure him. Okay, now we'll just break those blocks, and we have all necessary villagers inside of our build already. So we'll close off the top side with slabs like so. And now the very last step is just to get a zombie inside this build, and everything should be up and running. Okay, now we're gonna trap the zombie using this dirt stairway. It's pretty straightforward. You wait till nighttime until zombies spawn, and then you lure them in. Now you can use the same stairway like I did to lure villagers as well, simply by placing a profession table up top or in the middle, and the villager will actually come towards the profession table. So you can use this method for villagers as well. Now I've already made a hole over here for the zombie to go into, so I'll see you guys when it gets dark. So it's nighttime and I'm gonna find my first zombie. Now my area is quite well lit up, so I might have to go a bit further away to find mobs. Okay, we do find our first mobs on this side. No zombie though. Now preferably you'll want to find a zombie that has a piece of armor with him so that he doesn't despawn, but if you don't find one, any zombie will do. You'll just have to give the zombie a name tag, which I have already prepared here as well. So we'll let that zombie follow us. Now all we gotta do is just run up these stairs and the zombie will follow us surely. Oh, it's getting a bit close, so we'll go all the way up and prepare your dirt, go up here. Get one more block so he can't climb up. He's gonna try and pathfind to us, but he can't, so he's gonna fall down. And perfect, that was perfect, great. And an iron golem just farmed, just spawned, just like that. That's amazing. That's how effective this farm is. That was instantaneous. That's insane. Okay, now the reason why it spawned up there is because these are full blocks. Now, full blocks are not good. That's why we've always been building with half slabs everywhere to prevent the iron golem from spawning at a location that we actually don't want it to spawn at. So we'll clean this up real quick and I'll be with you in a moment. Now at this point, don't forget to name tag your zombie. I'm just gonna call mine Joe. I'm gonna try and click on him if I can. Okay, he's now Joe and he's gonna be there for a long time. He's entertainment for the villagers inside. That's what I'd like to think. So put up a slab up there. And I guess we can coerce that iron golem into going into the pool, but we'll do that in a second. Okay, so let's talk about the mechanics of these iron farms, and I'll explain why we built a little bit higher and when they'll actually spawn more iron golems. So they will only spawn if there are no iron golems in check. So if you have one stuck like this because it spawned on a spot that it wasn't supposed to spawn at, you can just give him a little nudge like so, just coerce him into the pool and in he goes into that chamber at the bottom and he's gonna turn into iron. We can see that that piece of lava there will start burning the iron golem and then he'll turn into iron bars, which will be trapped by the hopper and chest in that corner underneath. Okay, let's make it look a little bit better, or I mean I think this looks fine. You can just add slabs underneath for a very boxy look. That looks fine as well. Like for example, we'll just add slabs on these sides and it'll look quite okay. Now I don't want to go into too much detail on the detailing bit, but I'll just walk to my other build so that you can see exactly how it looks in case you want to copy that build's look. So honestly, it looks quite alright, just boxed out like this. But if you want, you can just copy the build over here. This one involves a little bit more detailing just to add that curved look, as well as a spiral stairway. Feel free to copy that if you want. So to acquire the iron from that farm that we've just built on that corner, all you need to do is just dig a hole underneath near the corner where your chests are, and that should do it. Or you can make a minecart with hopper system that collects all of the farm's iron into one. Now I've only built this for these two farms, which I've only built right before recording this. So I'm curious to see how much iron we already have on these chests, and okay, nothing on the top chest because obviously you need to fill the bottom chest first. And well, that's a pleasant surprise. It's already half filled. That's insane. So that's about 21 stacks of iron just during the time that I've recorded this video. That's insane. That's only from this farm and that farm there. So after I'm finished with my other farm, I should be getting insane amounts of iron. So let's talk about the iron golem summoning mechanics, but I'm going to simplify it a little bit, and this is not going to be the most perfect explanation that you find, but it should be quite okay. So, let's pretend that this light blue terracotta block is where your villager is. Now, in order for an iron golem to spawn in this area, or in any area, a villager needs to have gossiped with at least 2 other villagers. So that's why you need at least, I guess, 3 villagers. Maybe 2 is enough, I'm not even sure, but everyone's using 3 or 4, so let's just say 3 is the accurate amount. Now, the second criteria that has to be met is that the villager must have access to a bed and must have slept and must also have access to a profession table. Okay, The next criteria is that the villager needs to be scared by a zombie, but it also must have slept in the previous day. That's why the zombie must not always be able to have line of sight to the villagers. That's why we have that setup where we actually have the zombie behind the villagers' beds. Now, the next thing is, where does the iron golems actually spawn? And that's why I actually build these blocks for you. Relative to where your villager is standing, the villager will actually check for a radius of 8 blocks to that side, 8 blocks to this side, 8 blocks to this side, and 8 blocks to behind it towards that area. Now the actual number is 8 on one side and 7 on the other, but that's just too complicated. Let's just say 8 there and 8 there. That's so much easier. And then it will also check for an area to spawn the iron golem 6 blocks above the villager and 6 blocks underneath the villager. That's why we should build the platforms for the villagers a little bit higher, around 6 blocks higher than ground level. It will then check if that surface has 2 empty blocks where the iron golem can spawn and has no blocks next to it. That's why using slabs eliminates most of the blocks where iron golems can spawn, especially in places where you don't want them to. Now, technically, you can actually build your iron golem farm all the way on the ground, so long as you're sure there's no caverns underneath. But then again, you only have to check 6 blocks down. That just means you have to check at blocks -3 and -4 from your farm, because you can actually see the -2 block and -5 blocks by actually digging on the -3 and -4 positions. So it's actually not too hard to have it on ground level as well, but I actually like the way that looks, so we'll just keep it that way. Now, the reason why iron golem farms are so great, well, you basically need iron for pretty much everything, and you'll always need them. But the other reason is, if you have a trading post set up like mine over here, this is a trading hall, and I do have 3 toolsmiths over here, you'll get insane trades. 4 iron ingots will get you 1 emerald, and well, I have 3 of them, so yeah, that's gonna grant me tons of emeralds, in which I'll use to trade with other villagers as well for enchants and whatnot. If you're interested in a guide to get these zombified cured villager trading halls, I do have that on my channel as well. So I guess that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do consider leaving a like and perhaps commenting, and if you loved the video, do consider subscribing. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you guys next time. MazBro signing out. Thanks for watching.